Hello and welcome to my little Doom Eternal gameplay showcase. When I'm looking for a new game and I want to get a feeling how it plays, how the gameplay mechanics are and how the different layers of the game are working, I often find a let's play too long and a review too detailed, so I'm trying to give you a brief experience about how it looks, how it feels, how the different mechanics are working. So let's jump right into this. It's a first-person shooter, as you can see, but it's missing a few things. No reload, no aim, no sprint. You're always sprinting. And this game has a very interesting pacing. It's pretty fast. And it constantly forces you forth and back with your enemies. And it is doing this by using three different mechanics. So, for example, if you shoot an enemy and it staggers, then you can go in for a glory kill. It looks fantastic and it gives you back health. Then you have a flamethrower. It gives you back armor. And last but not least, you got a chainsaw. It gives you back ammunition. So, of course, you're running low on health and armor and ammunition at some time, so you have these three tools that constantly shifting the pace and the distance towards your enemies. So you want to go in for glory kills and time to time want to use your flamethrower and all this stuff. And it gives this game a nice and interesting flow. And I just wanted to reload my weapon and I did something wrong. Okay, so with these three mechanics, you're always on your toes and trying to get into the Doom Eternal dance that you are learning. So you're constantly on the move, you're pretty fast. And it just is fun as hell to go for the glory kills and all that other stuff. Yeah. So as you can see, pretty brutal, but very fitting. The glory kills will be different depending on where you injured your enemies. So that's a nice touch too. So, and yeah, that's the basic run and gun gameplay style that you have here. And additional to these mechanics, you have some utility tools like a dash that you get in the second mission, and then you have a grenade or a launcher. So you have a frag grenade like this one, and you can switch this to a different grenade that will freeze enemies, and you can just change all that stuff on the fly. Then you have the weapons, which are pretty different. You have different mods attached to your weapons. So these have alternate fire modes, like a grenade, a sticky grenade with your shotgun, but you also have a full automatic mode. And you can switch forth and back between these mods. So you can constantly change according to your needs and your enemies the gunplay. So for the example, this is a heavy LMG type weapon. It has a missile launcher, but it also has a different mod. It turns it into a sniper rifle. And according to the situation, you can just change it. It's brilliant. It works really, really well. And it has some nice cutscenes, of course, and the story is nicely presented. The whole atmosphere and ambience of this game is perfectly fitting. Of course, the soundtrack is great, but also the story is nice developed. And for arena-like shooter, I was surprised. And of course, little touch like, yeah, putting the crown back on the head and stuff like this. Very nice. So you already have different layers of gameplay mechanics, like the flamethrower, the chainsaw, and the glory kills. And then you have the different weapon types with the different layers of mechanics that you can use. You can change on the fly. You have the different utilities like your dash and your grenades. And all this combines perfectly to a very, very satisfying slaying experience, I would call it. So the different layers of gameplay mechanics are working really, really well together. The gameplay is on point, and you have these little jump and run stuff, but it's perfectly integrated in terms of how well the mechanic works. It's not my cup of tea really with all these jump and run things in between, but hey, that's okay. So you have a sniper here, and there you have one of these nasty bitches where you can have a weak point. I just destroyed his turret. And let's switch back to the rocket launcher. And yeah. And going in for the kill. Yo, here we go. It's just a blast to play. And I stayed away from Doom Eternal for quite a while because I thought it would be much too fast for me. Because I'm just simply too old for that stuff. But turns out it's absolutely hilarious, glorious to play. And what else I really like about this game is it's not just a simple shooter with well-working gameplay mechanics that are fun to play. There are different progression layers, much more than I expected I would find in this kind of game. So, for example, you have your weapons, and by the way, you have a really nice looking map that's useful, not only good looking. So you got your different guns with your different mods, and then you can progress inside these mods for better reload speed, bigger explosion range, and stuff like this. So with every gun there is a progression, it's getting better. And I think these kind of progression is very motivating and very important for this kind of game. So that's the first layer, you have got your weapons. Next one is like you have a perk-like system where you get experience points and where you are constantly can have more ammunition with you, your health. As you can see in the bottom left corner, I have 125 health. You start with 100. You can carry more ammunition, you get some utilities. So I would say a typical lightweight perk system. Next thing is you can upgrade your armor. So protection from environmental things, utilities, and finally you can upgrade your spaceship, your home base if you like. And with more and more rooms becoming accessible, you will gain, of course, different rewards. You have a little apartment-like area where you can watch all the stuff that you found. So there are at least 4 layers of progression. Your weapon arsenal, your perks, your armor, your home base. That's more progression systems than I encountered in some lightweight RPGs. So that's very satisfying to constantly improve yourself, your weapons, and so on. And then for the technical part of the game, it runs like hell. I need to play it in windowed mode for the recording. For some reason it's not working very well in borderless window or full screen with my recording software. So usually I have something like 130, 140 frames per second. Sound is great, ambience, atmosphere is fantastic, and of course the gunplay is absolutely on spot. Just a brilliant experience. Okay, so you might say, and you see the gameplay, it's pretty fast, and I'm not sure if I'm up to this pace. The game gives you time to get into the pace, to learn this dance, this forth and back, constantly shifting. So you can adapt, and you also have a training area on your ship. You can switch to an easy difficulty without the game punishing you for that. So you can experience the full game, you're not locked out from things. The only thing you have to worry about is your own pride. If you're playing on easy difficulty, you say, I'm not good enough for the high difficulties. Yep, you have to swallow that, otherwise you can just have fun with the game. And yeah, a game is about having fun. And it well earned its 92% on Steam reviews, positive reviews. I can absolutely understand that. Yeah, so if you like this brief overview over the gameplay and the gameplay mechanics and the different layers of the game, let me know if you want any other games that I should present you in this way. And if you like this video, please subscribe and hit the like button. And most importantly, take good care of yourself.